Oops. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to show is actually maybe disabling my, let's disable the ability to move. That sounds good. So I'm going to come back in person 2, and I'm going to look for stick input, and that means the axis turn rate, lookup rate is fine. Move forward, that's what we want. So what I'm going to do, move forward, move right. So these things I'm going to add a Boolean because that's so easy, and it's going to be Boolean can move. So if we can move, if the Boolean is true, we can move, and if it's false, we can't. And so it's really just me adding a Boolean. It's already a Boolean. That red little pill there is a Boolean, so I'll call it can move. Hit compile, and it's going to start off as false. It's unchecked. And so I'm going to drag this into here. I'll say get can move, and basically I'm going to branch it. I'm going to type in branch, and it will say if the condition can move is true, then every time we input axis forward movement, we movement forward. But if it's false, nothing. Same thing here. I'm going to right-click, do branch. I'm going to drag in can move into the condition section. Here. Branch it. If it's true, it's going to move it. And so I think if I compile that, if it works, right, and I click play, I actually can't move. Yay. All right, I'm trying to move, but I can't. Okay, cool. I'm a little bit too forward, more forward than I want to be, so I'm just gonna go ahead and move this back a little bit. What happens with that? Okay, cool. Now I'm on the bench. Tell I'm on the bench, but I cannot move forward. Okay, good job. The next thing I want to do is let's give myself a reason to move, right? Because I need to move with that cane. Okay, I'm going to make a cane really quickly out of geometry. It's going to be the dumbest cane ever, but it's going to be a cane. If you want to watch me do that, I guess you could. Oh, I'm going to go with basic. I'm just going to use a cylinder. Yeah, let's go ahead and use a cylinder. I'm going to change the... Do you have a radius in here, or is it just scale? I think it's just scale. So I'm going to scale its x and y as to 0.1, 0.1, 2 for scale. It's going to be like this. And I'm going to go ahead and rotate it. It's going to be leaning. Whoops, why didn't you rotate? There we go. There, it's going to be like that. I'm going to move it. Oh, it is already moving like that. It's going to be leaning. There we go. Pretend that's my cane, okay? Okay, so now when I play, I'm like, oh, I can move. Oh, that must be interesting, okay? And so I guess the question is... Oh, I was like, what's that noise? Oh, it's the audio you put in there. Okay, cool. So now there's that cane, and I'm going to use your little... Oh, gosh. I'm just trying to think how I want the user to pick it up. But let's just not deal with that yet, okay? Bad size. What is the bad size? The bad size is because it's my player start. Because it doesn't want to be that low. There. We're going to have to figure that out. Okay, cool. Once I... Okay, how do I do... What should I do? I'm going to pause this while I figure out what I could do. Because I could left-click on it. And... Oh, I can put a halo around it. I don't know how to do that, so guess what I'm going to do right now, just to show you what you should be doing when you want to know something. I'm going to type in UE4, put a halo around object. I could do it in the 2D. I mean, I wonder if it's changing the... Okay, so I'm going to use a line trace by channel, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another variable. So I'm going to make it so that I'm always tracing to see if I'm looking at the cane, and when I do look at the cane, it's going to make it glow. Alright, so what I'm going to do, this is in my first person character too, I'm going to add another variable called is looking at cane. Okay, and that's a boolean as well because it's a yes or no. And I'm going to do, I'm going to find a vent tick. Vent tick. Are you there? There you are. Good. And I'm going to bring this, I guess, down. And I'm going to copy line trace. I'm going to go ahead and take it from get world location of first person camera. I'm going to do this. I'm going to copy all of it. Right there. Bring it down here. Do this. There we go. Now it's always going to trace now. And it's going to, let's see, actors to ignore. I don't want to ignore any of them. I'm going to say out hit. Can I loop? No. Return value. Boolean. Hit result structure. Get. Uh-oh. Break hit results? Hold on a second. What are we doing up here? Oh, break hit result. Yeah. Hit act. There we go. Let's see what we got here. I want hit component. Impact, normal, impact. Let's say hit component. Get object name. And return value, I'm going to go ahead and print that string. Now this is going to tell me what I'm hitting at. I think this should work. Trace channel visibility. Let's do it. Let's do it. None, 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 none. It's hitting none. Okay. Why not? Oh, because I didn't do distance, probably. Yeah, so the thing was I didn't set it up to be as far away, and that's one of the issues with your puzzles. You actually want to make sure you can only engage the puzzle when you're close to it. I want to just be able to make sure I get everything, so I'm going to set this to, I think, 1,000. Yours is set to 100 for the puzzles. Is that right? Yeah, 100. So I'm going to compile that, and I think when I do that, yep, it's showing me rock, and it's showing me static mesh component 0. Well, I'm going to go ahead and call this cylinder. I'm going to call this cane. And in my first-person character, I think what I want to here, I want to list it as get object name. Let's see. Get... I'm just going to type name. Get display name. I think that's what I want. Because I think the display name is different than its object name. Darn. Static mesh component cylinder. Nope. Maybe it was supposed to be its object name. I totally thought that was going to work, and it's not working. Alright, hold on. Okay, so I don't know why it took me this long to figure it out, but so I got the display name of the hit component. What I ended up doing was, I don't know if this had anything to do with it, but I changed this from the original static mesh. I didn't know if this was too small of a cylinder, so I made my own out of a geometry BSP brush, and I ended up creating like a new cylinder with a different collision. I don't know if that worked or not, but now when I play it, it's showing me when I look here, oh, there's my Kane02 static mesh component 0 Kane2. So it's showing me a number of different options, I guess. I don't know. And I'm going to delete this because that was just troubleshooting. Okay, so now that I have the display name, what I'm going to do is go to my first person blueprint. And I'm going to say, now that I know this is right, I'm going to say, once you do the line trace, I will do a branch. And that branch is, does this name contain? It's a string, contains. And the question is, does the string of this name contain the substring Kane? So if I hover over an object where it just says Kane anywhere in the name, which it does, I don't really want to do the whole name or even use case, then it's going to do something. And if it's true, what it's going to do is, I guess, highlight the Kane, and, well, let's just go ahead and try that. Well, if it's true, I'll say, what I'll do is I'll say, set is looking at Kane to true. Okay? And now what that will do is stop this line trace at the event tick, so it will never happen again. Okay, so you see all that red stuff, but you know what? Once I hit... Oh, it's not doing it. Oh, ho, ho, ho. I figured out what happened. I was like, it's doing it. It's setting it to false, but guess what I didn't do, folks? I even did some debug printing to the screen. I didn't start this off with a branch. And so it's always going to be doing that tick, but the condition is looking at Kane going to be true or false. I'm going to set, obviously, false to there. So let's see. So it starts off with is looking at Kane false. If it's false, then I trace it. And now when I do this, okay, you can see that little line trace there. There. Now it's not tracing anymore. The next thing I need to do is see if I can make this glow. Alright, well now that I got that working, we're going to actually deal with the color. I totally know how to do it, but we need a little more time. So in the next video, we are going to change the Kane to glow when we look at it. Alright, see you there!